Need for Speed tells the story of Tobey Marshall, a race car driver cum mechanic who continues his passion towards driving and at the same time is out for revenge. And I certainly have to say that while the film does turn the adrenaline up to a high, it doesn't really execute what it's trying to do all that well. And in this film we have Tobey Marshall portrayed by Aaron Paul, and there is a particular moment in the film wherein we see his eyes as he's sitting behind the wheel, and you get this look of passion almost overcome by craziness, if you will, really showing his love for cars. And that love is of course expressed through all of the characters in this film, and their love for cars and driving, and in fact adrenaline really adds to the overall intensity that the film has. What's unfortunate about this is though that while the film certainly tries to jack up the level of adrenaline, it really sacrifices on almost all its other elements. Because every character in this film undertakes certain actions that don't necessarily seem natural and in fact seem a little more idiotic and silly than anything else. The fact of the matter is they come across as adrenaline junkies, which for a film like this is of course understandable, but in fact it's unfortunate that a lot of the intense scenes actually occur or actually have intensity because of several mistakes or missteps that the characters take, and in fact they don't exact out this adrenaline that they have in the most interesting or exciting manner. Rather it seems idiotic in terms of what they do and in terms of what the film presents as intense rather than exciting, and thereby the film isn't fully aware of what it is trying to present to you and from what angle it's trying to present things, whether to make them intense or exciting, and thereby the film doesn't exactly put itself across in the best of ways. Furthermore, the film undertakes certain twists and turns for the sake of being cool, let's say, because of the character of Maverick especially. Everything he does in the film is so questionable and you don't understand how certain things occur, rather you just allow them to happen because they are quote unquote cool, and the film does try to put itself across like that, but without making a whole lot of sense, to be honest. But there's no denying that the film certainly takes a few interesting turns through its run, and thereby adding to even a bit of emotion and in fact understanding what the characters are in fact fighting for through the course of this film. Even the love interest to a certain degree was believable and in fact made a whole lot of sense within the context of the film and actually added to the stakes of what the film was presenting. And in fact the film certainly does possess some strange inconsistencies, to say the least. Unfortunately, there are certain moments when you don't buy into what the film is really doing. For example, there's a particular podcast or in fact radio show which is used through the film in order to narrate certain things that you've already witnessed and understood on screen in order to try and raise the stakes and in fact explain to you exactly what's going on. But at the same time, almost extremely important crime-related details are revealed, let's say, on air or live for that matter, thereby making it very hard to buy into everything that's going on because of the fact that there are so many little bits here and there, especially through that podcast or radio show, because it doesn't serve any purpose to the film, rather it in fact pulls the film down even a little bit more. Ultimately, Need for Speed is a film with a few exciting moments or in fact action sequences that do certainly grasp your attention, but unfortunately in the grander scheme of things, when you really think about certain things that the film does, you tend to realize that a lot of other elements are sacrificed for the sake of presenting itself in a particular way or in fact appealing to a particular demographic, ultimately watering down what could have been in fact a far more enjoyable experience. I'm gonna give Need for Speed a double no.